natural life is unfolding. It is creating, expanding, destroying, and loving. The mental structures of the mind have been built upon false identities, things that we were made aware of and then brought into believing that that is true, or that is who we are, or even quite simply, this is the craziest part, that you have to defend it. Appreciating yourself means actually knowing who you are. Because often when we think of appreciating someone else or something else or even ourselves, we think of what are the qualities of this individual. To know what the quality is of the individual, we have to define qualities, right? We have to define what is a quality at all. Okay, so let's say you think you're a good person because, or this is something that you value in yourself or appreciate in yourself because, I love this chair's rocking, because you smile and greet everyone that you come into contact with, right? Grocery store example, someone passing you in the car next to you example, hey, how's it going? You know, that's one way to define a good quality in yourself. Even though it's a good quality in yourself, the question has to be asked. I mean, if we're looking for self-actualization and transcendence, the question has to be asked of who determined that that is a quality? What determined that that was a quality? Who determined it was a quality? And that's it. That's the question that you have to ask. Now, what answer you receive, this is the funny part. The answer you receive is always going to be you. Now, that doesn't mean in society that we don't have influences and things that are acceptable and unacceptable running rampant all over the world, all over existence. Somebody always has something to say about something. Society does strongly influence the individual. And what it does is it presents itself, right? Society presents itself and says, this is acceptable, this is not. This is good, this is bad. This is okay, that's not okay. This is nice, this is mean. This is rude, this is, what's the opposite of rude? Cordial. Well, cordial, whatever. It's always defining. Boom, 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 split, 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 split. And the more it splits up, the more you have to choose, right? So at some point, you're going to have just a compiled amount of choices between good and bad, right and wrong, yes and no. The higher up that you build that, imagine them as walls, because quite literally that's what they are. Imagine them as just walls that are being built up and built up and built up of all the things you've gathered that you do like, all the things you've gathered of what you don't like, what society has told you that you do like, what society has told you that you don't like or are supposed to not like. You've built up these incredible walls. And the moment that you attempt to step outside of it or over the wall, that's the funny thing. We mainly try to step over the wall instead of going through it. Because going through the wall, what does that mean? That means I have to reassess and address these items again on the yes side, then on the no side. And the second society says, ooh, that yes turned into a no, your entire world starts to crumble. You start to question every single decision you've ever made in your life. You start to wonder, oh my God, I've been doing this for years. I can't believe it. Is this really what I should have been doing? Or have I been doing something wrong? You start to question your entire reality and yourself. And yourself. That's the hardest part, or what you think is yourself. See, deeper and deeper, the layers peel back, and we have to face something. Or I should say the walls peel back, and we have to say something, or at least we have to arrive at something. We have to arrive there. Where? In you. You who built up these walls and are inside of them, right? Because when you build up a wall, you didn't just build it to build it and just hold nothing in there. You built it to build it around you and hold you in there. Hold you away from what could penetrate the wall. And then you grab on more items to build up the wall even higher and higher and higher. The attempt that we make to be okay is what helps the wall to start to fall. Now that sounds scary. It really does sound scary. But when something sounds scary, does that mean it is? No. When someone is nice, does that mean that they are? When someone seems nice, does that mean that they are? When someone seems angry, does that mean that they are? No, no, and no. But it sounds scary when you hear that the potential for the wall you've built up your whole life is there to crumble. The potential. It's just the potential, right? It hasn't even happened. It's not even saying, oh, it's for sure gonna happen, even though it is. It's just the potential scared you. I know your heart started to race a little bit faster. I know your mind started to go and think, oh my God, what are the things that could possibly screw up my whole wall system? It's dynamic. Watching thoughts go by it's probably the most entertaining thing I've ever done. I could watch my thoughts go and not look at another TV screen or another video for the rest of my life. Because they're so entertaining. The thoughts that run through my mind, it's funny, even that sentence, the thoughts that run through my mind. Okay, let's break that down. The thoughts. What is a thought? A thought is a thing, it's an object, something that passes through a neurological synapse that happens in the mind, in the brain, I should say. Okay. Thought. That runs. Run, right? Again, back to the synapse of the brain having neurons and speaking to itself and each other. The thoughts that run through my mind. You see, we have to use that word through, because we say the thoughts that run in my mind. No. You don't want them to run into your mind and stay. You want them to run through your mind and keep passing. Those repetitive thoughts, and I'm not talking mantra here, even though yes, a repeating thought or a repeating sentence or statement or word is a mantra by trade, by name. Those thoughts that go in your mind, don't they stay there for the most part? They do. So the thoughts, we address thoughts that run, okay, running through. Well, most of the time it's really not through, we just addressed it. It's normally going in and staying. We want it to go in and through. My. Who is my? Who is me? Is it the body? Well, okay, let's just say it is, right? Because the body, it holds the brain. And then but wait, the brain is not the mind, right? So now we have to separate. So no, it's not the body, right? We can eliminate it being the body. It's not the body. That's a fact, right? The thoughts that run through my, we're on my. Who is the my? It's not this, it's not this. It's not the brain itself. The brain is just a tool. What is the my? It's everything that senses and sees all of that, right? The my part of you being you, like me, I am me. I'm not the body, I'm not the thoughts, I'm not the emotions. I am me who is experiencing all of these. The my is you, and then mind. So that makes the my mind portion easier, the mind part easier to understand, because now we know that the my isn't the body. We know that the my is what sees the body, feels the body, conceptualizes about the body, and witnesses all of this, and then mind. So now we know that we're not the mind, because if it's my mind, that means I'm not the mind. Otherwise, I'd say my brain, the thoughts that run through my brain, not the thoughts that run through my mind. You see that? You see that? So feel grateful that you can release this thing off your shoulders. And literally, as I've come to learn this over the last few weeks, I have quite literally felt a weight off of my shoulders. Just simply knowing that I am not the thoughts, I'm not the confusion, I'm not the turmoil, I'm not the guilt, I'm not the fear, I'm not the pain. It has released a weight off my shoulders, where even my yoga practice has gotten better. No joke. My bodily yoga practice has gotten better. When I used to do down dog, I used to have to struggle. I used to hear this shoulder would be boop every time, just pop. Every time I get into down dog. Now I get into down dog and it just stretches. And I'm serious. It feels like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders, gone from my shoulders. So you should feel grateful in knowing that you have the choice of free will to go with it and use it to your advantage, or to run away from the free will and stay a slave to your mind. Not yourself, but your mind. Yourself is what's trapped in the confines of the walls you built up to surround your mind, your body, your emotions, and help you feel better within the midst of all the uncertainty in life. It's direct sunlight. It's the way we walk the path toward the sun together. Do you get that? It's the way that we walk the path toward the sun. The sun is the hottest thing. The closer you get to it, the more you burn up. Okay? The closer one gets to the sun, the more you burn and melt. That is exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about letting the walls fall down and allowing the self to expand into itself. DSL, once again, direct sunlight. The way that we walk the path toward the sun together. I'll see you on the next video.